This is the cyan toner cartridge from a Brother color laser printer 4040. Problem we're having is there's a streaking on the right hand side from the toner drum. You see the lines there. The left side of the drum is fine, it's printing well, but the right side of the drum we have streaking, and that bleeds over to all the colors as well. Better demonstrated on this sheet here. You can see the fine lines on the cyan and not on the red, the green. Obviously the blue is a mixture of all the colors. When you have a color blended with it, such as the blacks, you'll see the streaking there as well. When you look at the drum, you can see the streaking marks actually on the drum itself. Actually, it's quite hard to see on video, but this is the side where the streaking is on. If you'll notice, the streaking goes away and the color is pretty consistent on the right hand side till you get to where the wiper is. The remedy for this, and I just did it with a magenta cartridge, is we're going to take the wiper out and literally just clean it off. There's a foam pad on the back side. It seems like it gets like dirt or it's kind of version of hair clogged into it, and it doesn't wipe it clean. First thing we need to do is to remove the drum. Removal of the set screw. Okay, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. Alright, the screws have been removed. Screws from the top wiper have been removed. Take a pair of needle nose pliers. You'll find there's a little slot that we can get in there. Actually, it works a little bit better if you take a screwdriver and pop loose first. This side and that side. Like I said, this is messy. There's nothing neat about it. There's going to be toner everywhere. And then once you can get this forward, you go ahead and lift that wiper out. Try to keep this upright as you can. If you notice, there's a slot there, and this is where all the toner comes out, and it is a mess. This is a wiper, and what I've been finding is on the wiper there's like a little dust from that other felt. There are a couple ways to clean this. I've tried compressed air. It's metal underneath, but there's a I guess a soft foam padding there, so you don't want to damage that. When we hit this with some compressed air, clean it up with a towel, and I'll come back. Okay, on this, if you'll notice right here, see the little fuzzies from that pulling off? That seems to be what I'm finding that's causing a problem on the wiper. This is the side that was facing out. There's a piece of rubber right here, and the metal wiper again. Now I want to make sure I get all those little fuzzies off, because that seems to be what's really hanging up and causing the streaks on the toner cartridge. On the bottom of the toner cartridge, like I said, our wiper's up there. There's another piece of plastic down here. It's real, oh Lord. There's toner everywhere. You'll see that there's another little piece of plastic there. It has some rough ridges in it. I took a little window cleaner and I cleaned that up on the other one, which I'm going to do for this one right now. Important safety tip, I just dumped toner all over the place. And apparently this little eye window that the machine used to tell you toner's empty, it has a bayonet mount, and mine was sloppy enough it just fell right out. So we're going to put a piece of tape over that too. Alright. A very lightly dampened paper towel. And you can see this plastic. Get the right angle on there. You can see the plastic there, the blue's reflecting off of it. There's some toner cartridge underneath it, and there's just a little bit of toner underneath it. There's a little bit of a ridge on there. That seems to be where the ends are, but that doesn't affect the paper any at all. So we'll set this over and make sure we leave it upright. Trying to keep the mess down. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the toner cartridge, and then we'll start with that from scratch. Okay, blowing this off with compressed air, and as you see right up on the end there's still some blue. That seems to mash up with the area we had on the drum that had that loose felt in it. And once again, just a little bit of non-ammonia window cleaner. And we're going to wipe this and then put it back together. Okay. Reinstalling. This side here has the spring underneath it, so we can move this part back. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. This is your key gateway up here. This faces out. Then we turn it back inside to lock it. But first, got to put the wiper back in. Okay, the wiper has been installed again. It was only screws with the lock washers on it. The spring-loaded side goes in on the right. Pull that out, as we can tell. You go ahead and drop that in there and slide that around like that. On the gear end, make sure this is facing out and it will drop in. And then just give that a little bit of turn, and there's a little keeper net locks in like that. So this locks in that slot there. Go back to the right hand side, spring loaded. Go ahead and take advantage of the spring and then twist this around in place. Notice that there's a metal, there it is. Notice that there's a little metal pin in there that needs to line up with that spot there. And then put that screw back where it came from. There we go. It's actually easier if you get this side back in together first, and then last thing, put in this one and flip your keeper around. That seems to make it much nicer. Like I said, there is nothing neat about this project. There's toner all over the place. Crap, and it fell out again. Doggone it. Alright. Once you've got your drum back in place, you need to go ahead and reinstall your gears. To reset the gear, pull the pin out of place, and then this needs to sit between the first and second notch. If it sits here, that's not reset. Here will be reset. Alright, so we give you a better look at that. Reset on the pin, top. Like I say, it's in the first gear, first notch. If it's in backwards here, if it's in here, that's not reset, and obviously where pictured is reset, and you got the notch there. I'll show you a paper here in a second. There is a better view of it being properly reset. There is not reset. And there is reset, lower right hand corner. Please make a note of it. I mentioned this is not to be done in a house. It is a mess. There's toner cartridge, toner everywhere for the blue toner. Before we can install the account back on the side, there's a little white nipple I gotta find in this mess. Put that back together. Alright, located the little white nipple that sits right on top of here. The gear has been reset. Pull the arm out of the way and replace the gear cover. There are two screws that go in the gear cover to hold it in place. Once again, yours may look different if this is a new if this is the original toner cartridge that came with the printer. Once it's been replaced, they all should look like this, or you've refilled your cartridge. And there you have it. The gear cover has been, and the reset gear has been replaced. The wiper has been wiped off as far as the bottom, and this side has been installed. Once again, my sight glass kept falling off, so that's why it is taped on. I will see if that works with the cartridge. I notice sometimes the printer doesn't, so I might switch that over to blue tape. But I don't want that falling off and making another mess. Once again, what we're resolving is getting these streaks off the page that we're having with the cyan. Better is demonstrated with this test page here. So everything else is pretty much solid until the cyan is involved, and then we have the streaking on the page. And you can see it was well worth it. There was the before, so you notice the streaks in the cyan. And then no longer. This is the first page I ran off after we cleaned the wiper. And here's the second page. So it does, with these side by side, you see it does work. It's just a mess. Okay, next video I have the yellow that needs to be refilled. I'll go step by step on the yellow. I buy my toner cartridges from FilServe. I've been very happy with them. The instructions, like I said, are kind of light, so a video would be nice. One thing I want to point out, the plug that you need to remove to put your toner in, which his arrow is pointing to, do not damage that plug. And we'll go through it later. You have to be really careful on how you get that out. So I've got a virgin cartridge we'll go over that with next. Thank you, and good luck.